everyone. Yes, I never warm up my voice, but obviously I'm still itching. That's the most important news for Sunday, I guess, because I am itching like crazy. I have new sores on my hands. Um, I'm so annoyed, okay? Like, I don't know what's biting me? I don't think an allergic reaction can last this long, so I don't think it's from me eating fresh chicken. I think it's something else. I think something is technically biting me, but I don't know what. I think, well, I did mention that on my chair, I have a sheet, a old bed sheet thrown on it, and it has been helping me because I feel like something was on my chair, possibly biting me, but now, a couple days later, it's still itching. It's still itching. I'm still suffering. Um, I'm not feeling comfortable. I am not feeling comfortable whatsoever. And to top it all off, my voice isn't warmed up. So we're gonna check some Babylon Bee stuff, okay? I have some milkshake, by the way. I have some milkshake. Um, Almost gonna run out of it, but it's totally fine. Now, it is still hot regardless of the weather. Like, it is very cloudy. It looks very dull. Like, the clouds are so dark blue. It's so insane. My lips are all sticky now. Okay, so, let's just read some of the news. Nation furious at man who shared medical misinformation and said the N word. Man being devoured by hungry sharks tries to apologize to them. 40 yes, truckers loot Nike stores, burn some cop cars, say GoFundMe will reinstate them. Joe Rogan agrees to spread CDC approved misinformation. GoFundMe freezes funds for child's heart surgery after finding out he supports the trucker protest. 15 communist themed Olympic events at Beijing this year. Spotify subscriptions up 3,000% after Obama's threatened to leave. Okay. We have a lot of news. Pelosi condemns Jesse Owens for criticizing the Nazis at the Berlin Olympics. Facebook stock plunges after Zuckerberg removes human skin suit during Zoom call. Holy crap. That has to be real news. That has to be real news. Okay. Mark Zuckerberg is a lizard, okay? We all know that. CNN employees now required to wear chastity belts. Oh. What is chastity belts? I have heard that before in the past, but I can't remember. God shows off another perfect Wordle score. To improve trustworthiness of the hosts, The View replaces Whoopi Goldberg with Alex Jones. If only that actually happened. Mayor Garcetti institutes hold your breath mandate in Los Angeles. Okay. Okay, I read some of these. But wow. Uh, this has to be the most funniest one I've ever read. Okay? The Babylon Bee always delivers. Okay, and as a waifu, I always deliver back. Okay, I have a lot to talk about this Sunday, but first let's read this article. There was something important to tell. My chair that's now covered up with a bed sheet, uh, it used to flake a lot. My chair used to flake a lot with this fake leather, and it was just coming out all over. And on my room, there would be so much of those broken pieces of fake leather. It would make my room very dirty. Like within a day, you sweep it. The next day, there's more. Because it keeps falling out. Now that I have a sheet over the chair, it's much better. It's much better. I should have done this long ago. It makes my chair look like a old school chair, a old school armchair, but honestly, it's much more good. It covers up the imperfection of my chair, and uh, it kind of helps with the itching, but some reason I'm still itching. Okay, Pacific. According to the sources, a local man was devoured by several angry great white sharks off the coast of California. Today, after several failed attempts to calm down the murderous creatures by apologizing to them. I wouldn't be surprised if this actually happened. Babylon B always predicts the news. They always predict it like a couple years before. So, uh, this story will possibly come out, which is unfortunate, but it will come true because anytime Babylon B predicts something, it's okay. Look, these creatures charging me with their blood-drenched teeth, soulless black eyes seem reasonable, said the man. I must have done something to anger them or hurt their feelings. I should just do the right thing and apologize to them. Hey there, Mr. Stark, said the man to one of the creatures chewing through his left leg. Oh, Mr. Shark, not Mr. Stark. Oh, I'm an idiot. I can't even read. I can't read, okay? I'm stupid. I should just rename my channel to Stupid. Okay. Sorry for any comments I may have made in the past that were hurtful and damaging to the shark community. This has been a time of learning and growth for me. I'm grateful you and others like you have called me to do better. I am deeply sorry. The shark then chewed off the man's right leg as well. I suppose I deserve that, said the man. Thank you for holding me accountable. Sources say the man apologizes to the brainless underwater killing machine several times until it devoured the rest of him. The man is survived by his family, friends, and all whom have disowned him. What? I don't get that. Medics arrive on the scene to find only half of his severed arm left in the water. The severed arm has been eyed by the Daily Wire. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. These guys are brutal. That's what I like about the Babylon Bee. They make fun of both sides. For a fact. Oh my gosh, I'm getting chocolate milk all over my microphone. Okay. For a fact, if that actually happened, the Daily Wire will acquire that arm and give it its own show. I love it. Okay. Anyways, as a waifu, I want to talk about other stuff as well. I'm not just a news waifu too. I am a talkative waifu, so let's go. So I want to mention a couple of ideas I had last night. I've been mentioning this for some time. Every time before I go to sleep or while I wake up in the middle of the night and try to go back to sleep, I get these strange ideas. These ideas span from craziness to super craziness. Now, I have so much of these wacky ideas, but then it's like, is it suicide to make these ideas? Because if you think about it, some of these ideas I get at night, they are filled with a lot of gay characters. You may be thinking, okay, that's not a problem, but the problem is, for me, which is that the more gay characters you have, the more likely you can get a social justice audience. You heard me correctly. I have no problem with writing these characters. I have no problem whatsoever. Please understand. I don't even have to say this. Many of you know this, but it's like you need to understand that for some reason it always attracts these social justice warriors, especially the young ones. The ones that think that they're doing the changes. Those ones. Well, they don't really support your stuff. Some of them might just look at your stuff or support you from Twitter. That's it. And if you do the wrong move, if they find out something bad about you or something that they deemed as bad, they will come after you. Okay, they will come after you, and that's a problem. Okay, so as I said, I don't mind making these characters. I don't mind making these characters, but I could get attacked by these SJWs if I do something like that. But then again, if I'm censoring myself because I'm scared of the SJWs, isn't that a win for the SJWs because their fear is winning? Think about it very carefully. let me just bring up a notepad to explain. Notepad, because I'm speaking too fast, and I'm sorry. Let's speak a bit slowly and cute. Okay, let's open this up so you can see more. Okay, so first things first is uh gay characters. You create a bunch of gay characters. Okay, well, cool. Then of course you can create a well, okay, yeah, you just create a. Let's just say you create 10 or 20. Okay, no matter what amount, you create this, large amount of gay characters, and of course this will obviously attract the SJW mob. Yes, it does. I'm not joking. I've seen so much of instances where you have at least one gay character and it attracts an entire mob of social justice warriors. I'm not even joking. Okay? It isn't something shocking. I know some people might find it shocking, but for years I've been paying attention to how these SJWs work. You studying them like how you study animals, which is crazy because you're not supposed to study people like that. You're not supposed to treat your fellow man like that. But this is how they act. This is how they behave. They behave like a foreign creature, you know? Okay. I finished my milkshake. Ah, was I a thirsty girl? Okay. Okay. So, moving on, SJWs they love gay characters. They may not support your work if you make a game, if you make a game with gay characters, let's say like 10 gay characters or whatever, or the entire game is filled with those characters. They'll Some of them may support it. Mostly the younger ones, will support it. The older ones will support you through Twitter, you know, or that's it. Because the older an SJW gets, the more radicalized they become. Okay, and maybe a couple of old SJWs, maybe a couple, but it's just a small amount compared to the young SJWs that that always go for these things, you know, because they're more attracted to it at a young age. So that's the thing, you know. And if I if I am scared of making these characters now because I know for a fact these SJWs will want to attack me if I think wrong. Because you need to understand, SJWs and we are totally different. We're the opposite ends of the spectrum. We are pretty much opposites, you know. SJWs are anti waifu. They are what else? Uh, Anti hot. They do not like anything attractive, you know. Well, a lot. I can make a full list, okay? I can make a full list, but just to say, they basically don't like things that I like. I like, hot women. I like drawing hot women. You know, I like attractiveness. You know, and these people, they don't like that. They believe everything is evil, everything is sexist, everything is racist, and stuff like that. And that's the problem. They're ruining fun for everyone because supposedly they are the moral high ground, which doesn't make any sense. You know, and they're not just a small vocal minority. They are not a small vocal minority. They are a majority of people. Yes, there are two halves in this world. Okay, you have the SJWs and the anti. Simple as that. You can either fall into those two categories, whether you like it to or not. Hello. Here we go. Hello. So yes, but if I'm if I'm afraid, I can't even spell that. If I'm afraid of making if I'm afraid of making gay characters because of the SJWs, that technically means I am. It technically means I am bowing down to them. You know, think of it very carefully. Think of it very carefully. Okay, I want to make gay characters. I have plenty of gay characters. Nice spelling. Oh, yes, thank you so much. Ah, yeah. But seriously though, I don't mind making these characters. It's just that when when you are frightened of the SJWs, then you feel like you gotta cover up because of them, because you're scared of them. But then, technically, if you give them, if you give to their fear, you are technically bowing down to them. So I won't I won't uh refuse to make gay characters. So I just wanted to make that clear. It's very hard to explain. I should make a separate video on that. I think I did. I think I did make a separate video on that, but I don't know. Uh, that's just the problem. You know, it's like that's just my one biggest problem with making stuff. Because you are afraid of SJWs, but at the same time, it's like if I don't do what I want to do, then technically it's bowing down. So I want to do things the way I want to do it. So, anyways, last night I had, let's say, around three ideas. No, no, two major ideas. This was before I fell asleep. So, yeah, it was pretty cool. Oh my gosh. My microphone is all sticky now. Oh my gosh. Ah, gross. Well, I'm gonna get a new one eventually, so I can just be calmed down a bit. Okay, so basically, in other words, two major ideas. Both of them star major gay characters. I learned just not to care what anyone thinks, lol. It's very hard for me to learn that. I tried my best, and I think I'm still learning that. I still need to learn not to be afraid of everyone, because there are plenty of people I'm still afraid of, you know, and I just sometimes feel like I have to cover up certain things or censor certain things, or I can't make certain characters because of them. But I have to fight back. If I just be afraid all my life, I will never do anything. Um, I have to take baby steps to fight this. um, but anyways, two major ideas with a lot of gay characters. Now, obviously, I would like to make those games, because they're supposed to be a video game. But I don't know, how people would see it. But I'm not going to be afraid. I don't want to be afraid anymore, you know? You got this. Thank you so much. Anyways, so I'm finished with my milkshake. I'm still thirsty. Water is okay, but after drinking delicious chocolate milkshake, you feel for something else sweet. I don't have anything sweet, unfortunately. No chocolates, no sugar. Well, I do have sugar, but I'm not gonna take a spoonful of sugar. Um, I just don't have any chocolates. I don't have anything to nibble on. uh, this is the worst day ever. I want more milkshake. More milkshake, the better. Hmm. I think the best milkshake is obviously the ones from restaurants, like McDonald's. McDonald's have the best milkshake because it's so good. It's so delicious. Uh, but yes, I should try it again. I should try and taste more milkshakes, you know? I'm very thirsty. When you close your room door on a summer day, it's so hot. It's so hot. Um, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. There is so much of black birds outside. so much of these cool black birds. They have orange wings. That's so strange. That is so strange. I don't even know why they are here, but hey, birds are awesome, you know? Oh my gosh. I would like to take a picture of it, but then again, maybe some other time. Ah, Sundays are always hectic. They're always very hectic. Waking up on a Sunday is very hectic because the folks go to to the supermarket, and you have to be in charge of the house while they are gone. So it's kind of like an hectic thing. You wait for a while. Sometimes I just feel like, okay, I would like to live on my own. Now, I am not going to be doing my driver's test at all. I'm not getting my driver's license. M- the main reason why is migraines. I think that's how you spell it. The main reason is migraines. Yes, migraines. I just can't really go out places and get a migraine, you know? I'm getting a migraine every single week, once a week, sometimes even twice. And if I'm middle of the road in a traffic congestion, I can't say the word. If I'm middle in the middle of, okay, if I'm, sorry, sorry, let me rephrase that. Let me rephrase that. If I am in the middle of traffic and I get my migraine, that'll be the end of it for me because I won't be able to see anything. I would lose most of my vision for some time, and it would be very difficult to drive, you know? So, this is why I don't want to get my license. I think this is not for me, you know? Getting a license is not for me. I understand different situations of emergencies, but at the end of the day, I just don't really want to get my license, you know? I feel like this could cause a lot of problems in the road. I don't want to be that person to be the problem on the road. I don't want to be someone else's problem, you know? Because sometimes you can be the best driver in the world, and then there's a bunch of other people out there who will just ruin it for you. And I feel very annoyed. I don't want to be that person to ruin it for others. Uh, so I will just sit at home. I'll just sit at home. Oh, poor waifu. It does suck because I wanted to get my own car. I wanted to get my own car. I wanted to get uh, my own place. I wanted to drive. I did want to drive. I really was very eager to drive. But then it's like, well, this could be a big problem, you know? I could hurt someone if I'm in the middle of the road, and that could obviously put me in jail, or that could kill me as well. So I think for the benefit of everyone that drives, I should not be driving, you know? I should just sit at home. I'll just sit at home. To be fair, I've been sitting at home for years. All I need is someone to deliver my stuff for me. That's it. That's it, you know? That's all I need. I don't need anything super fancy. All I need is food, water, and of course, well, I already have a shelter. It does suck that I can't really go anywhere, but hey, uh, if anything is walking distance, I will go. Or if I can get a lift, I will take that lift. But I don't want to be so dependent on others. I would rather just sit on my own, and if I can't get something, I can't get something, you know? This is why I'm very happy about online. Sitting at home being all cute. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I can be all cute now. I can work on my cuteness. Um, And that's the best part, more time for my cuteness. Because if you are going to get a license, you have to take the driver's test. The driver's test is pretty much a big test. You have to study every single rule of the road, and then you have to take a test. The test is multiple choice. In South Africa, we don't really have multiple choice questions in school, but we do have in driver's tests instead. And after that, you then have to find someone to teach you how to drive, and then you take the test. And the craziest part about this test is that if you get one thing wrong, you have to retry the test some other time. It's so annoying. I feel like I'm done. Like I'm not going to drive, but hey, um, I get to do something at home. That's good enough. Um, and if I want to move somewhere, I will want to move somewhere very nice. You know, uh, like these places. These places are very nice. Uh, these places are so nice. I would like to live near the beach, and just be happy. I would just love to live in these places. You know, look at these houses. Look how fancy they look. Oh my gosh, they look so amazing. You know, I always like to look at these houses and just one day hope I get to live here. Now, I don't really want to um, live super close to the beach because it's too hot. But if it's close enough, that's fine. Like if it's like a couple of blocks away or if it's a couple of miles away, it's fine. As long as it's pretty close, as long as I can see the ocean from afar, I'm fine. So I can just move in and just have fun. Now, when I look for houses, the one thing I don't like in a house is a pool. Yes, I'm not a fan of pools. I don't swim. I don't swim. Will I try to? No, it's just not my thing. I'm not really a swimmer. I'm not a swimmer. I don't like swimming. Uh, I really don't like swimming. So if I have to look for a house, it better not come with a pool, because that pool space can be used for a bigger yard. I like a bigger yard instead of a pool, because a pool is just gonna collect dirt. I'm not gonna swim in it, so obviously it's gonna be so dirty. And then what if there's a crocodile in the water? What if a crocodile appears in the water? Like it just magically appears. I've been afraid of an alligator and a crocodile in the pool ever since I watched the movie Alligator. I would just love to live in these places. That movie was so creepy. Hold on. Let me just mute this. I don't even know why this is. Uh, I don't even know why this is. Uh, sh- sh- recording. Okay. I hope I'm making sense. Honestly, sometimes I can't find the words, so I'm sorry about that. Okay. Yes. This movie. This movie was so good. I have this movie. It's so good. It's so good. It's one of the best movies ever. It's so terrifying. There is this one scene where it's in a swimming pool and this boy gets pushed inside and all of a sudden he gets eaten up. That scared me and that's still going to haunt me forever. Because you never know when that could actually happen. Because alligators can come in the pool, crocodiles can come in the pool and eat you up. Um, there were instances in my own country where crocodiles and alligators found their way to swimming pools. So I think it's for the safety of my own self and for the sanity of my own self because I don't want to sit wasting time cleaning a pool. I think that's just too much. Um, but yeah, like this movie was so good. Honestly, it's the best movie I've ever watched. One of the best movies I've ever watched. And they don't really use that much CGI, which is a good thing. Alligator movie. I think it's 1980. Okay. Yep, this is the one. This is the one. 1980. Like this movie is so terrifying. Look at this. Holy crap. Look at this thing. This is freaking crazy. Honestly, it's so terrifying. Like look, if I saw something in the pool, I'll be freaking terrified. So this is why I don't want a pool in the first place. I just don't want a pool. I love Tim Pool, but I don't want pools. Okay, let's keep it as that. Pools are not okay. I was like, this will be perfect. See, just plain land. Um, no fancy pools whatsoever. And let's be real, pools are a headache to clean. It wastes too much water. It's gonna be wasting water. Okay, like even this type of pool as well, that's close to the edge of the balcony. That's terrifying. Okay, that is terrifying. Dang, look at these fancy houses. Dang. Some of these houses are okay. Some of them are a bit ridiculous. Um, yeah. I rather live in my own house, get a new house with walls. I hope it has walls. I want a house with walls, gates, and of course, I hope it's not close to another house. Well, I don't mind it being close, but not super close, because I do want my own privacy. I think privacy for me is very important, you know, because sometimes you want to do things in your own yard. If I want to sunbathe in my own yard, I won't be able to do that if I have people living so close to me. So it's just best for me to just live in a land that's a bit secluded from others, but not too secluded. You want neighbors, but you don't want the neighbors to be so close. Um, okay. But dang, some of these houses are so cool. They're very expensive too. You gotta have an arm and a leg for these houses. Um, okay. So this one looks okay. I think someone bought that. I don't know. But seriously though, like I would see these type of stuff for years now, and I would get so excited. I just love stuff like this. I love it. I love it. You know. Besides the pool, because I don't like pools, as I said. Like imagine cleaning this pool. Imagine cleaning this thing. Yeah, I will never want to do that. Okay. Um, this one looks okay, but still, an alligator can get inside. No, thank you. But I do like the sea view. It's pretty amazing. A sea view is amazing if you are writing books, if you are writing stories, if you're making a video game and you want inspiration. A sea view is amazing. Okay, it's very good for your imagination. I come from a place that isn't super duper um, filled with water. Um, I do live in a town, in a township. So obviously, where I live, the houses are scattered amongst different places, and it's just filled with some trees, but not really close to me. Trees far apart, you know. And there's not much nature when it comes to like good stuff. We just have the plain trees and the regular trees and stuff like that. Honestly, holy crap. Some of these houses are good. I would like to show y'all some, but then again, I don't know if I'm allowed to. Maybe we can watch some videos. Great, I can't even watch videos. Okay, but seriously though, it's so good. So, anyways, yesterday I was thinking of something very important for my third book. If you read my posts on YouTube, I written a couple of updates on my writing. I gave a couple of updates on ideas I was working on. So yeah, um, I was gonna write a third book, but I discarded it. I'm putting it on hold until I feel a bit more happy to work on that book. So I'll just stick with the two books I promised. And also, um, I have a feeling that some. I should at least work on some um, fairy tales. I should write some fairy tales, my own fairy tales. This does sound a bit weird. Why do you want to write your own fairy tales? I mean, it is very fun. But I have to create things from scratch. I don't really want to be using the same old creatures. There's nothing wrong with it, but I want to use some new stuff. I want to create something brand new. The problem with this generation is that we don't have that much brand new stuff. You know, we don't have that much brand new fairy tales. We are reworking on the previous fairy tales. That's all we're doing. We should be getting new fairy tales. We should be working with new stuff. And I know we're just early in the century, but I feel like there's not much ideas coming out. Last century, holy moly, the amount of stories were written, the amount of stuff were written, the amount of stuff that were created last century during the early stages of the century, it's insane. Last year, I mean, okay, not last year, last century, last, never mind, I kept mixing up my words. I shouldn't even bother. I should take my time. Last century, this time, you know, there were plenty of stories written, plenty of people working with different stories. People were being very innovative. Comic books were being created and stuff like that. People were working on so much of tales, so much of stories. It's pretty crazy how just last I can't even say it. Last century, during this time, so much was being created. And animation as well. I love animation. I love to animate stuff. And during this time, last century, animation was becoming such a big thing. It was becoming so big, and well, it was starting to evolve, and it was such a big thing on theaters. There are a lot of documentaries if you want to learn more about that. Plenty of free documentaries on YouTube that can tell you about last century and all of its um all of its evolution of animation. You can learn from um the Disney studios. You can learn from what's the other studio? The Fleischer's studio. There were plenty more studios as well. Warner Bros. Cartoons. A lot of cartoons were coming up. A lot of cartoon stars were starting to come up during this time. It seems like we don't have that much. In this century. Maybe this century is lacking behind in so many things. Okay. Yeah, it does lack. This country is lacking. We are lacking in so much of creativity. I mean, take Superman. Superman's son is being celebrated for being gay. Now, for me, that's not a big thing, but the fact that they're celebrating it, it's like really, you don't have any new villains, you don't have any new superpowers, you don't have anything new, like any new villain whatsoever, any new powerful person. By the way, they are going to be killing the Justice League. Yes, they are killing the Justice League in a comic series, and they're not going to come back. It's like, let me get this straight. You're killing the money makers of your company. And I get it. You want to bring new characters in, but from what we've been seeing for the past few years, these people can't create stuff. The villains aren't that evil. The heroes, for some reason, are evil. It's insane. Okay. So, enough about that. Should we just check? Let's just check. Okay. I'm gonna drink some water because I'm so thirsty. Uh, wow, am I thirsty? I'm still feeling for something sweet. I don't even know why. So, have. Okay, I don't like apartments. I do not like apartments, okay? I'm not a fan of apartments. I think apartments aren't for me. It's fine if you like it, but for me personally, I'm not a fan of that. I think that it's so close to other people. I want my own yard. I want to I just want to be more happy in my own yard. I don't want to share it with strangers. Sorry for coming out rude, but I just want my own privacy. Yeah, apartments aren't something I want. Okay, I want a house. I want a house. A nice luxurious house. Uh okay, let's see this one. For me personally, it's just that privacy matters more than anything else in this world, and I value privacy first, okay? Privacy is very important. You know, like if I want to wear a bikini, I can't just do it. You know, people always look and stuff like that. You want your own yard where you can do whatever you want. You can plant whatever you want. No one's telling you what to do. Privacy. Being a waifu is all about privacy. Okay, let's see the pictures. Okay, okay, a pool. Oh, great, great, a pool. A pool. I hate pools. Okay, as I said a billion times. Is this a house or is this a apartment? This is too small for a house. I'm sorry. This is too small. You know? Why did it take me back? I don't even know. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it for some people, but this is too small for me. Okay. And for the price, I don't know. Let's see what else they have in store. Sometimes you gotta be very picky. I'm very picky when I look at these places. I look around and I judge very harshly. For some people, this looks amazing, and no doubt about it, it does look amazing for some people. But I want something else. Like that kitchen looks lovely, but I want something a bit bigger. Looking at this kitchen reminds me of the good old days. The good old days where everything was so simple. Nothing was about pain and suffering. Okay, there's a very small house, but for the price, yeah, I don't think so. I want a nice yard as well. A pool doesn't cut it, I'm afraid. A pool does not cut it. A pool is a bit strange, you know? So, find out more about Bolito. As you can see, Bolito is close to the ocean, you know? Look at this. This at least has a yard. Well, if I get a house with a pool in it, because of the sake of the yard, I'll cover up that pool. You will see literally taking a freaking. Okay, I can't. Sorry. You'll see me literally taking a freaking steam uh engine. I don't know what to call it, the cement thing, and pouring it all over the pool. Okay, okay. Sorry, I couldn't show that. I couldn't show that. It's kind of hard to show you certain things, I guess. Just search for videos. If you want to look as well with me, I have a playlist of videos that you can watch if you are interested. I made a playlist of the houses, and you can just be the judge yourself, and think which house is better, which house is terrible. You know, I really value privacy. If I can't find a house without a nice yard, it's pointless, you know? It's pretty pointless. I would love to buy a farm, but then farm murders. Oh wow, yeah, farm murders. That's amazing. Okay, I have to go. I have to go now. I have to go. My clock is not working. I don't know what happened. It's stuck on a time. It's stuck on 25 to 8. No, 25 to 9. So I'm just gonna go and end it now. Okay, have an amazing Sunday. Goodbye.